Stanley entered the airport with a hesitant but hopeful step. It was a special day. The day he would fulfill a dream he had cherished all his life. A simple farmer, Stanley was not used to the glitz of an aircraft showroom. His wide-brimmed hat and dusty boots were completely out of place among the well-dressed crowd. But he didn't care. Stanley had come with one goal in mind: to buy his first private jet. As soon as Stanley stepped through the door, the chill that surrounded him came not only from the air conditioning. Prejudiced glances began to fall on him. The sales clerk, in a neat suit, frowned slightly when he saw Stanley. "What do you want here?" the clerk asked, his tone half challenging, half sarcastic. Stanley, with a gentle smile, replied, "I want to see the plane I saw online." "I heard it's a great one." Instead of a warm welcome, Stanley received only contemptuous glances. The salesman did not even bother to hide his displeasure. "I think you should reconsider. This plane is not for someone like you," he said, without hesitation. "We were expecting another buyer, perhaps someone with real financial means." The surrounding customers began to pay attention to the conversation. A few even whispered loudly enough for Stanley to hear. He must have come to the wrong place. Who would have thought a farmer could afford an airplane? A woman sneered. Despite the insult, Stanley did not let it shake his resolve. He politely asked to see the plane. However, the salesman's hostility became more and more obvious. After waiting for a while, with the discontent of everyone around him, Stanley began to feel deeply humiliated. He thought to himself, "Should I give up? Was it worth all this suffering just to buy that plane?" But just as he was about to leave, a warm hand gently touched his shoulder. Stanley turned around, his heart beating fast with surprise. It was his old friend, Bill, someone he hadn't seen in years. "Stanley, is that you? I didn't expect to see you here," Bill said cheerfully, his eyes shining. This unexpected reunion eased the tension a little. Bill, with his usual ease, asked, "What are you doing here? Don't tell me you're buying a plane?" Stanley hesitated but then nodded. "That's right. I've worked hard for years to save for this. This is my dream." Bill laughed out loud, not in mockery but in amused surprise. "That's great, but you know, these people here don't understand our efforts. Don't let them discourage you." Bill's words were a source of encouragement to Stanley. Unfortunately, the attention of the others increased as their conversation grew louder. A man standing nearby laughed loudly. "A farmer wants to buy an airplane. That's the joke of the year." Stanley stood silently, his eyes shining with hurt but still calm. The jeers and sneers seemed to be trying to knock him down. But then, he took a step forward, facing the person who had just made the sarcastic remark. "You're right," Stanley began, his voice low and firm. "I am a farmer. I don't have an expensive suit or shiny shoes, but I have something that not everyone here has: persistence and the courage to pursue a dream." The gallery fell silent. The eyes that were looking at Stanley now were no longer mockery but surprise. The sales clerk, who had treated Stanley with such disrespect, was now speechless. Stanley continued, "I've been working hard in the fields, from sunrise to sunset. I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm here to buy a plane for myself." And then, as if to put an end to all doubts, Stanley pulled out a check from his pocket, with enough money to pay for the plane. The salesman, now red-faced, quickly apologized. The other customers looked at each other. No one dared to say another word. Stanley turned to Bill and smiled. "Thank you for reminding me not to give up," he said, his eyes filled with gratitude. The story ended not only with Stanley's plane, but also with a profound lesson for everyone present that day. Never judge others by their appearance. Perseverance and courage are not shown by clothes or social status, but by actions and determination. If this story touches your heart, please click like to support and share this meaningful lesson with more people. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Dear friends, when Stanley walked out of the showroom with his dream plane, what he left behind was not only amazement, but also a profound lesson. His story is like a mirror reflecting all the prejudiced eyes in society. In the modern world, where appearance is often equated with human value, have we forgotten that true strength lies in the soul, will, and invisible things are hidden deep inside? How many times have we missed the opportunity to connect with extraordinary people just because we let our hasty looks define them? Don't let the shirt determine the value of a person, because sometimes, under the layer of dust, there is a sky of dreams and an iron will. Don't judge others by their appearance. Did you know that one of the richest people, billionaire Chuck Feeney, used to live in a small apartment, dressed simply, and chose to give away almost all of his assets before he passed away? He is living proof that the true value of giving is not in the size, but in the heart. So have you ever thought, can you become a billionaire of kindness, even if you don't have billions of dollars? Giving doesn't always mean material things, and certainly doesn't require a huge bank account. Sometimes, it's just a friendly smile when meeting a stranger, a sincere greeting sent to a colleague, or simply a warm hug for a loved one. These seemingly small things have the power to change someone's day and your own. Because, according to billionaire Chuck Feeney, when you die, the amount of money in your account doesn't matter. What matters is what you did with it while you were alive. Imagine you're rushing to the office, and on the way you stop to help an elderly person cross the street. Yes, it's only for a few minutes, but it can brighten their whole day. What about you? You will get joy from doing the right thing. The interesting thing here is that kindness is like planting a tree. You plant the seed today and reap the sweet fruit tomorrow. Have you ever realized that every good deed you give comes back to you, sometimes in unexpected ways? Looking back at history, many people have proven that small things can make great changes. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Everyone can be great because everyone can serve." That is true for you too. Remember, you don't have to be famous or rich to make a difference. All you need is an open heart and a little courage to start. What about you? Try to remember a time when you gave, intentionally or unintentionally. How did it change you? Or have you ever received a small but meaningful act from someone? Share your story in the comments. Your story can inspire thousands of others right now. And if you find these words touching, please click like to spread this meaningful message to more people. And don't forget to comment on the smallest thing you will do to give today, because the journey of kindness always starts with the smallest step. It can be seen that when Stanley walked out of the showroom, he not only proved that a person's worth is not in his appearance, but also conveyed a deeper message. If you are brave enough to pursue your dreams, nothing can stop you. Life is full of doubtful eyes and harsh words, but it is in the moment of being underestimated that people find the strength to overcome. Just think about how many great dreams have been abandoned just because of the fear of prejudice. If Stanley had succumbed to the ridicule that day, he would have lost his dream of flying in the sky forever. What about you? Are you letting gossip discourage you? Remember, dreams do not need permission from anyone but yourself. Be brave to pursue your dreams, regardless of prejudice. Did you know that Walt Disney was once fired from his journalism job because he was considered uncreative? Yes, the man who created a magical kingdom for millions of children around the world was once despised. If he had listened to those critics, would we be sitting among the fairy tales of Mickey, Elsa, and Simba today? But the real question is, have you had the courage to pursue your dreams despite the prejudices and gossip around you? Life is like a circus where everyone wants to sit in the front row to judge your performance. They will talk about what you are doing, whether you are failing or not. And sometimes they will laugh at your dreams. But here is the thing we must remember. You do not live to please the audience. You live to perform your show. Looking back at the story of Stanley, the farmer simply wanted to buy an airplane, but was ridiculed by the whole world around him. If he had given up as soon as he felt pressure from criticism, would his dream of taking off have ever come true? This story is not only about overcoming prejudice, but also a testament to the power of perseverance and courage. Walt Disney once said, "All dreams can come true if we dare to pursue them." And that saying couldn't be more true. Imagine one day you decide to change your path and do something that no one believes you can do. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, write a book, or open a small cafe. However, right from the first steps, you hear words like, "You can't do it," or "Stop dreaming, life is not that easy." Does it sound familiar? These are the voices of people who have never dared to step out of their comfort zone, and they are trying to pull you back to where they stand. But here's the important question. Do you want to live to please them, or live to truly live your own life? The great people in history are no different from us, except that they dared to pursue their dreams even when the whole world was against them. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb, but he said a classic line, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." And that is the spirit you need to carry on your journey. Now take a look at yourself. Have you ever given up on a dream because you were afraid of being judged by others? Or have you delayed implementing an idea because you thought you're not good enough? If so, remember that even the most successful people have had doubts, but they chose to move forward. What would you do if no fear held you back? Share your answer, because who knows, your story might inspire thousands of others. If this sharing makes you feel encouraged, please click like to support us. Or share this video with your loved ones to spread this meaningful message to more people. And don't forget to leave a comment about the biggest dream you are cherishing. Who knows? Today could be the day you start your journey to change your life. Thank you for taking your precious time to listen and accompany today's story. We are always grateful for the presence of each person in this community. The hearts that know how to vibrate, know how to share, and know how to aspire to change life for the better. Not everyone dares to dream, and even fewer dare to live to realize that dream. But you are here. You have chosen to allow yourself to feel, to be understood, and to be inspired. That, to us, is truly a gift. Life is a colorful journey, and each day that passes, we hope that these shared words will be a small light on your path. Don't forget, you are not alone. Each like, share, and comment of yours is not only support, but also motivation for us to continue to create and spread more meaningful stories. Let's make today the beginning of positive things. Thank you, and always remember that you deserve all the best in this life.